B.A. Foreword Magical Counsel by Jenai. Or 2 by Niamha for parents and educators. Foreword by Jenai and Niamha Summer. The Magical Counsel, or the Sacred Counsel for Children. Jenai Summer, representing the guiding force of the inner hero. Welcome, dear friends. I am Jenai Summer, a spokesperson for a very special place for studies called the Magical University of Life, located at the Sacred Archives. Here you can discover, or better said rediscover, the basics of life, our universal and spiritual inheritance, but brought to you in a very practical way. In addition, I invite you to discover the guidance and guiding forces of the universe called the Sacred Council, being the faculty members of this mystical study center, called by children the Magical Council. These guiding forces reside in their individual realms in the universe, but you can meet them and learn from them here at the Magical University of Life. These guiding forces must have been there since time and Crystallia the creation began. Otherwise, it could not exist and function. Looking back in history, we can see the evidence of their existence. Great souls in the Earthanian realm have lived with their guidance and spoken about them. Think about the ancient philosophers such as Lao Tzu, Sophocles, Aristotle, Plato, and Confucius, and the many masters before their teachings were made into religions. We also know many of the guiding forces through the Greek mythology, Native American Indian nature guides, the various Indian deities, the gods of Egypt, and the Incas, of which most unfortunately were turned into idols and gods. Many were used for power, worshipped in fear, and used to justify sacrifices. Not only in the past we find this evidence about the guiding forces, but also right now. There are many authors writing about them or speaking about them in their seminars, maybe not calling these guides by their name, but definitely what they represent. But most important of all, they are all around and inside you, as you will see. The great reminders in the form of scriptures, books, buildings and statues also have been made into gods, and instead being a means to an end became the end. Words, names, rituals, ceremonies, and such called authorities have become more important than experiencing and living a guided life. In regards to the magical or sacred council, representing the guiding forces of the Creator, universe and nature, let's understand the fact that we are living in creation, the world created in opposites, and that these guiding forces also have a positive and negative side. Inside our mind, which is also created with opposites, we can even approach Kandu, God the Creator, or any name given to it, in a negative way. The adventure in Crystallia, the creation, is not about experiencing just smiling faces and sunshiny days, but being confronted with challenges, tricks, struggles, and traps. Otherwise, it would not be an adventure. Looking at the struggle and challenges we have to face every day in every aspect of our life, we must come to the conclusion that we all need all the help we can get. We do not stay aware, listen to, and use the guidance of the Creator, universe and nature, for we live our lives totally absorbed in the world with our mind under the command of the sense organs. We live a life far away from the basic principles of life, or as Mariah Morrow, who is my teacher, puts it, we live life without being awake and aware. And only when we face devastation, we wake up and integrate them for a moment. It is like building a home in mid-air. It will not have a strong foundation. In my opinion, most of us live more a life of victims and not even realizing this. We endlessly complain, point out, and think that things are missing in our lives. Our minds and bodies are weak, and we need to become our individual hero to overcome these weaknesses. Once we understand more about these guiding forces, they can guide us with every step we take, with every thought we have, in all our actions, and assisting us to get a different perspective when confronted with challenges and struggle. And they are really practical to work with. At times, you may feel that certain guidance of a certain faculty member is similar to another. It may be just a word used in a different way, but realize that each word has more than one world behind itself. Realize that each thought or word mostly is the start of creating and or living a complete world and reality. Just think about the love for food, a particular person, loving a movie, or loving your bike. It creates an entire world with lots of adventures. We all get so involved and lost in the realities of the creation, struggle and suffer unnecessary. Imagine all our struggles coming forth from not knowing and following the laws, guidelines and regulations while visiting a foreign country. But once we have a manual revealing them, the adventure becomes much more pleasant. Here at the Sacred Archives and the Magical University of Life, the Magical or Sacred Council members are ready to reveal their wisdom and assisting you as a team of guides, offering you a manual and the training for conscious and harmonious living. Hi parents and educators, the Magical Council and the Sacred Council for Children. Presented by Niamha Summer. The following information is put together by Niamha Summer, the grandmother of Jenai Summer, and Niamha represents the guiding force of nature and maturity. Looking for some help? What about having some extra help in dealing with children as a parent or being in another position as an educator? It is oftentimes not easy for children to listen to what we have to say because we are so far away from where they are. We oftentimes do not make enough time to explain things or even raise our voice out of frustration. When we have the time, we might still end up in frustration because we do not reach them in the world they are living in. But at the same time, knowing that we have to prepare and assist them learning to operate in the adult world. The solution is easy, by letting magical characters assist you. Magical characters depict fantasy, the world children are in and need to be in because that's the time of their life to enjoy that. You as the authority get shifted in the background, but all the things you would like to share is revealed by bringing these characters in the middle. They are like a team of guides or coaches, taking the pressure of you, revealing information regarding every aspect of life, plus they communicate every detail of the basics of life you yourself most likely have forgotten. The information revealed is actually just as important for us as adults because that child we once were is still inside of us. We still react in similar ways, either rebelling against authorities that reflect our parents, people and educators which were around us when we were children, or we start worshipping authorities who in our eyes have it, but by doing so giving them the power and mostly denying it within ourselves. This team of characters will keep you safe as well. You do not need to judge or praise them, for they are just there to assist you to find and recognize that universal and spiritual consciousness within yourself.